compiled a list of what I think are the best 4 running backs for the Detroit Lions in the 2018 draft. This list isn't the best running backs in the draft overall, so Saquon Barkley isn't on this list. It also doesn't contain only top round prospects. I have one for each part of the draft: early, early mid, and late. I've put a heavy focus on a north-south running style, players who can bump heads with opposing defenses, as I feel that is what was lacking with last year's offense. And also as we have 2 scat backs already in Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah. So let's get into this. Darius Geis, to me the most intriguing running back prospect and my personal favourite in this year's draft, mainly because of the uniqueness in running style. He's a very rigid and strict form, and I mean that in the best way possible. You'll rarely see him with his legs splayed, because he doesn't have to square himself up to drop his hips. He almost goes into a seated position. He doesn't have to pull those large exaggerated jukes that you normally see with running backs. He also looks like he's going to run into you, but he has the quickness, balance and agility to juke out of it at the last second whilst maintaining speed. You can certainly tell that Geis and Fournette were trained by the same coach, because they both run angry and with intent, and Geis' style is adjusted slightly for his speed and size. He's 5'11", 212, but he's a really lean 212. His frame is really slender, and with his tight running style, he hardly has to make an effort to get through the gaps his line make him. The only problem with Geis is the fact he was injured this past season, so his 2017 tape doesn't look like anything dramatically special, especially in contrast to his 2016 tape. But he built up during the 2017 season and was returning to form. So the question is, can he maintain his health when given first string reps? This is less of an issue for the Lions, as we have arguably 2 starting tier running backs already, so he won't have a super heavy load if he joins the Lions. He also kind of looks like Chance the Rapper, just a little bit. Royce Freeman. Freeman is probably the most complete back on this list. I have him at 5'11", 234, so he is prototypical size, not too tall and long and lanky, and heavy enough to finish runs with some oomph, which he does quite often. He's a strong runner, he can catch, he has softer hands than Geis, from what I've seen, which is really nice for what the Lions do, and he's consistent. As you can see, I've highlighted his yards per carry, because that's what we need in the running game, someone who can get 3 to 5 yards per carry rather than being stopped in the backfield. There isn't much else to say about Freeman. He's nothing fancy like Saquon Barkley or unique. He's just a really solid running back who can put in work, and that's why he's one of the top backs in this class. He does what he does to a high level, and he does it consistently. Kalen Ballage. Ballage is an athletic freak, and his name is gaining traction because of the fact. 6'1", 230, fast and strong, though funny enough not as much as a downhill runner than any of the other guys on this list. He kind of reminds me of a bigger and bulkier Ty Montgomery, the running style and also the hands. He can catch, which like Freeman is always a plus. He can line up outside, and with his frame he doesn't even look out of place. The only downside with Ballage, in my opinion, is he spends too much time trying to get around a player rather than going downhill, resulting in him getting tripped up with no momentum. If he ran like his size and not like a modern running back does, I feel like he would have more success in a similar way to Derrick Henry. He's a freaky athlete with a lot of upside, not much to dislike, especially in the 4th to 5th round, especially if he stays there and doesn't gain too much popularity. Finally, Cameron Petway. Petway was Auburn's starter but got suspended for the season opener. Kerryon Johnson took over and he played well, so the program went with what was working, and he never got his spot back, resulting in a lackluster 2017. But 2016 Petway was fun to watch. The size to speed ratio, and he looks like a traditional bully back, net brace and all, was impressive, and if Geis is getting a 2017 pass, so can Petway. He's just a good downhill runner, not the best vision, but give him a lane and he'll plod down it and hit it hard, and for the value he's being evaluated at, you can't complain. Now I don't expect the Lions to go running back this late, but I really wanted to exemplify how deep this draft is at running back, and why necessarily going running back in the first, although Geis could go there, might not be the best decision. There are more guys who are arguably just as applicable who fall somewhere in between: Chubb, Michel, Scarborough, etc. So don't lose your heads if you don't hear a running back's name called in the first or even second round. I implore you to explore some tape for yourself to gather your own opinion. I'll leave some links below for that, and as always, thanks for watching.